Hey, this is Davin with Hagerty. In our Will It Run series, I'm in a cool setting here of a kind of a pole barn horse area, and here's our next project. So our first thing, obviously I need to be able to get to the front end of this. So we're gonna hook onto it, put some air in the tires and roll it back, and then we'll get after seeing if we can make this run. Ooh, oh, too much Taco Bell going that way. This has all been here for a long time.
Dragging the front right tire.
I guess the moment of truth. First, I don't even know what's in this for a motor. I have speculation being the 20 or a 3/4 ton that it's either a small block or a big block, but they did put some 6 cylinders in them. So let's see what we got here. Ooh, little I-283. 350. Oh, that's a good sign. She turns. It turns. So let's I'll pull the spark plugs out. May or may not put fresh plugs on it. Plug wires don't look pretty good. And we'll squirt a little oil again so when we roll it rolls over pretty free or freer. And then we'll see if the starter will manage it on its own. And if not, we'll have to find a starter for it, but that's a bridge to cross later. It's a good thing I don't have a barn this big. I'll tell you what. Spark plug wrench out of here. We forgot to empty out our trash from the other day. I gotta bring out another ratchet. A little oily, but I think we'll throw some fresh plugs at it. Well, we know what part touches first. That's better.
How many threads are in that thing?
Whew. Well, I got like 1/8 of a turn here is all. Why the hell does it have? It's got a little bit of a mismatch of plugs, do you think? That's interesting. I happen to have grabbed a fresh set of plugs for this, and let's see which one is which. Pretty sure I know which one's right, but I'm pretty sure this is the correct plug, a 43 R43. That would make this short reach and that long reach bad. Now, what's really interesting is obviously a longer reach plug that goes in a whole lot further and could really have a problem with hitting the piston. Luckily, it doesn't appear that that's the case, but boy, you're really risking it putting that long plug in there. All right, well, I'm gonna pull this dipstick out of the way and check the oil at the same time. What the heck? Wow. That is pretty clean. And I don't see any witness of any water either, so that's good. I don't have a clean spot to put it.
Now there's evidence of water.
Plugs are out. Squirt a little oil in there. I'm definitely glad I pulled the plugs. Not that it wasn't running with these, but I don't like the long reach plug in that head. And a little investigation. This is most likely a 307 because it's a 2-barrel. 350s didn't really come out heavy until 69. And being a 68, so it's just before the 350s. And then you have, it's not a 4-barrel, which would have been most likely a 327. So 307, 3 on the tree, 3/4 ton truck. Probably not a whiz bang on the freeway, just saying. But obviously it can pull a load. And they said 307s were gutless. Oh yeah, nice. Spark plug hole by itself is kind of a pain, but all right, let's put that in there. We'll count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That way we know we've got plenty in there. Okay, there we go. That's good. Plenty. Plenty. I'll spin it by hand, but I'll put the battery in and then see if the starter will kick over by the key. And it'll tell me where I'm headed next. All right. And by doing this, you're also, of course, opening and closing the valves, which is another spot they could be sticking other than just the rings and the cylinder walls. But we seem to be doing good here. Well, we want to make sure that we get a good connection to our battery like any other time. So we just clean the gook off of these. I hope we don't have to do anything real fine because I don't think I brought my glasses today. Dang it. And this is your positive, not only because it runs down into the starter, but you can see it also runs up to your main block. And this is a junction block for headlights and all that power. And this certainly runs dead to the alternator bracket for the ground. Let's set that up there for now. And let's put our battery in there. Okay. Positive first. And our negative. Something's clicking. Something's clicking inside. All right, let's see if we get any start action. I'm not going to be able to see anything with the dust, so I'll have to be in new. I'll have the clutch in on it. I guess I could have got in from the other side. There's key on. Sounds good from here. Is the fan turning?
Yes, there's dust. It is.
All right.
It is dusty.
Looking good? Sounds pretty good. Okay, cool. I think when we go to fire this, we'll have Anna turn it over. I'd really like to have that shut.
You haven't actually introduced Anna yet.
Oh, she's a ghost.
What's the worst that can happen?
That's good and clean. Actually, I'm just gonna lay it off to the side. It's interesting, it's got this riser to it. All right, so air cleaner up, I'll slide it out of the way, mainly so I can get back to the distributor. I'm gonna pop the cap off, clean up the points, and then we'll roll it over and check it for spark. That'll tell us, well, what kind of condition the ignition is in. I can also verify the coil being good or bad just by checking that, but I think we'll just turn it, since this turns over on its own. I'll just clean up the points right off the bat and climb up in here. The beauty of these trucks. Let's see. I'm gonna use this as a wedge. And see. Right here looks good. I don't wanna crush anything or slip and fall here. Do enough of that on my own. God, who am I fooling? Yeah, that's what I want to do. There we go, look at that. This is why I'm not 6'2". Okay, let's pop that off there. Tip this over. Look at that. Looking good. Get this whole cap out of the way, or the rotor out of the way. Water buried underneath that. Yuck. Can I get to that? It's connected to all the points. Well, I don't want to pull the points out if I don't have to. They pull the points back. It works. I can't quite. When I roll it, I'm not quite as far as I need to be. Let's pull it back with this. Yeah, we'll run the sandpaper through them a couple times, and I think that's good. Okay, so we had to move the condenser here to get access to the points, but got that covered. Let's get this snap back in there. Any luck, we don't have any issues with that stuff. Because if I don't have to pull the points and reset them and all that jazz, even better. Yeah, that's what I like seeing. Look at that. So we got power to the coil. Good there. Oh yeah, we got power there because I just got a sparky. Sparky. We got power to the ignition. Yes. Sweet. That makes life a whole lot easier. Okay. Let's get our cap back on. I'm sorry, let's get our rotor back on. That's not a cap. You dummy. Okay, let's put our cap back on. I'll see if I can see inside of it here a little bit. Ooh. It's not the best, but I don't see any cracks. You know what?
You're here.
Yeah. Let's put that back on. Get this locked in.
You're definitely going to get made fun of for that screwdriver.
Yeah, as I should. That's what we get when we rely on the kit. I'll say my fault there. I'm like, it'll be all right. And it probably is. It's still working. Okay. I'm wondering if, while I'm here, if I should pull the top of this out and just spray some carb cleaner in it. What do you think? If I can get it apart fairly easy. I'm gonna need the Phillips screwdriver though. And it can either be the actual screwdriver or the bit function. I like that better. Right when you, this is the flame version, so you don't have to stand so close. Ooh, how about what am I saying? 1/2 or 9/16 to go on that fuel line. And that's the next question is we'll have to answer is how we want to get fuel to it. Yeah, 9/16. Keep going. At my house, we call this a Polish trailer. How long will you follow me around the yard? We'll go on there. It's just, it had some vice grip action at some point. Oh, now I need a pair of vice or channel lock, crescent wrench. Sorry. Ooh, I'm not gonna do it that way. Well, I know that's not lube, but it does the same thing for an instant. Nope. Wants to round it.
Hence why the vice grip marks are on there?
Yep, exactly. I don't have any tube wrenches. That would be perfect. Well, I hate to say it, but I'll have to grab some vice grips out of there for the same reason. Not the preferred method. This is not the preferred method, folks, but that's what I have in the tool bag today. I might not be able to move it. Yowza. Works every time. Now, let's see. This fender's gonna have butt prints on it now. We're here in the dirt. As much as I'd like to put it down in the fuel right in the tank, I think I'm gonna run a rubber line to it and use the factory pump. Mm-hmm. I'm betting the factory pump will be fine. I mean, if that one that sat for 50-some years is good, this one should be. This is a youngster. There. Now I can finish with this. And I just want to pull this off and clean it if it needs to be cleaned. It'd be great if this fired up right on the carburetor. Yeah, let's get this out of the way. Let's do this. If nothing else, the carb cleaner will at least loosen up anything laying there, which I suppose could be a bad thing. But, you know, I bet you this thing got 18 miles a gallon with this 2-barrel carburetor on it.
Easy.
Not really getting it where I want it to go, but it's better. Nothing else. Is it squirting in there? Both sides. Ideally, I would have pulled this completely off, cleaned out the bowl, but I don't have a gasket with me, and on this one, I really don't want any fuel to, I'll say, spill out of it too bad. So I just sprayed some carb cleaner in there. It'll kind of work itself a little bit. And the fact that the traffic pump still works and it's squirting in here, or accelerator pump, depending on who you talk to. But at any rate, since that's still squirting, that means that at least that passage is clean. Doesn't have anything to do with the idle circuit, but we're going with it. And at that point, I'm going to get out of here because my feet are numb.
Fresh butt print on it.
Yeah, fresh, shiny spot on the fender well. Where to go? To go there. let me limp over here as my feet are numb. I fell asleep. Let's get this out of the way. I don't want that dropping anywhere. Like, no blood flow for a while.
So you walk there, David?
I can't. Ugh. This one here, though. My end came off. Oh, she broke. Here, let's just take one of these out of here. Put our cap end on. These are a little long, but that's okay. That's what we're here for.
Ooh. Mess up the chiming will take longer for the electricity.
It will, yeah. 6 will be a little slow. I guess this is even side or odd side. So 5 will be a little slow because, well, it's got to travel that long instead of like this long. It'll have that lope effect. Here we go. See that? Look at that. That's great. So what you want to do is stick that in there like that. Then in here like this. And then simply squeeze it and done. Voila. Fresh 3-foot long plug wire. All right, well, I'm going to roll in underneath the truck to I'll try to hook up some fuel line. We're going to use the factory pump. If I can do that from down here.
Need a flipper?
Here, let me pull some of this out of the way. I wonder how much fuel will just leak. Because you know that's sitting higher. Got to soften it up somewhere. Works every time. Look at that. It's on all the way. Good deal. Okay. I'm going to just stick this into our gas can. But I will probably pre-charge it with the electric fuel pump that we have. Might as well. Like so. Fumes and sparks should have no issue, right? I hear it going in the carburetor. I don't see it boiling over. All right, we are ready electrically. We have ignition. We should be all good there. I just hooked up the fuel pump going to a can, so I'm not dragging any fuel out of the tank because it is green smelling. It's nasty. And with that, we got Anna in the seat. She is going to have the clutch in for us and spin over the starter, and I am going to run the throttle and use a little bit of primer off a bottle to, well, make spark. Boom, bang. Okay.
Ready?
Yep, give her a shot. Heck yeah! I told you. Fired up immediately. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you stopped it purposefully.
Nope, it ran out of fuel somewhere along the lines. I never turned on the fuel pump. The electric fuel pump I've never turned on.
Give her another
But
shot
good.
here?
Yeah, I'll, well, what we do is, yeah, actually, Anna, go ahead, hop back in there. I'll turn the pump on, just in case that mechanical's not doing what it needs to do. This can keep up with it. Boy, it was blowing some dust, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Here, let me fill. I should have to fill that at all. What am I thinking? All right.
Nothing's burning, is it?
Nope, I don't think so.
All right.
Just exhaust.
Yep, go right ahead. Float's not. Float's sticking. You want to shut that off?
Yeah.
The needle, the float that stops the fuel from coming into the carburetor when it's full.
Yeah.
It's sticking, so it was just pouring fuel off the top now. Yeah. Actually. Okay. Yeah, we'll let's fire it up again. Hit her.
Do it again?
Yep. There the mechanical pump decided to start working now. Sweet, but it runs.
All right.
We got it running. I mean, there's no argument with there. So that's good.
That was the name of the video.
That's the name of it. Name of the game right there. Carburetor needs rebuilt. It's not surprising after so many years sitting here.
What is the carburetor?
This
Okay.
piece here, this is your carburetor. So your fuel pump brings fuel to the carburetor, and then the carburetor does all the metering of the fuel relative to throttle opening and air and all that jazz. Basically, what makes it go down the road at the end of the day. But yeah, it runs.
Very
And I
cool.
can't believe it fired on that.
And it sounded good, I think.
The third crank.
Sounded
Yeah.
strong.
Heck yeah. It's ready to haul this camper again. Right?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
This is the bonus.
Yeah, here's the bonus footage. We're going to see, this is a 3 on a tree, so it's a manual transmission, and the clutch seems to be fine. I'm going to start it back up. We only have, because of the fuel bowl, the needle is sticking. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill up the bowl with this squirt bottle here. It'll take a little bit, but it'll fill up. And then what I'll do is I'll put it in gear and see if I can get it to roll forward or backwards here. Second. Reverse. I don't remember how to get these in reverse, but that should be first. We're either going to go forward or we're going to go back. One of the two. All right, here we go. Let's try this. Let's see if it'll move. Good? Come on.
It
Backfired?
backfired. Yep.
I knew we'd get one. I wasn't there this time. Oh, probably got to put more fuel in.
All right, one more try.
Yep.
Go for it.
It's trying to. It just does not like that. It doesn't like that wheel that's locked up.
But
Yeah.
it moved.
It moves. It'll move. It'll move. Okay, Anna, we got it to fire up. It runs.
Great.
It needs a little work on the carburetor. And it will move. That tire's locked up. But really, in the meantime, you're telling me a little story about taking this. Okay, so you guys your dad bought this as the package we see today.
Yeah, for $600 in the early 70s.
Right. And so the camper's never been off as far as you have ever seen. But I got to see the image you painted of, and I'll let you go, the story of driving this.
The Cedar Point trip.
Yep.
5 of us, teenagers, drove down to Cedar Point, and we spent the night in the camper. And of course, the shift stuck every once in a while, so we had one trucker that had to help us move
Right.
on and continue on. But it was a lot of fun.
I can only imagine 5 teenagers in the 70s, I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
In a camper going down the road,
In a state that might have had a drinking age.
a lower
less than
drinking
this one.
age. Yes. That's awesome. That's fun.
Lots of fun.
Fun times. And I love that. I have to point this out that this purposely matches the truck.
It does.
So dragging this truck, dragging 2 horses
Yep.
to horse shows, that's cool.
Yep. Lots
That's
of fun
really,
memories.
that's really awesome.
And thanks for
Oh yeah,
bringing it back for me.
my pleasure, my pleasure. So hey, that's another will it run? And yes, it does. So check. Now you know the drill in all my videos. At the end of it, there's projects laying around like this. You may drive past one, you may have one. If you don't have one, find a classified ad and find one. But see if it will run by get out in the shop and going to get your work done. See ya. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
Yay!
love it.